Filipino classic, chicken adobo.
Uncle Roger thinks this might actually turn out decent. Famous last word. Garlic rice, classic Filipino dish.
So we're gonna take another whole bulb of garlic.
Why is there a pot with
and throw it in chicken stock?
What?
We're gonna
No.
And this is another example of chefs taking Asian dishes and just cooking it real hard and damaging Asian people's souls. Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, owner of Mission Sandwich Social, located right here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, winner of Beat Bobby Flay Season 1, and today I'm going to be reacting to Uncle Roger Hate Rachael Ray Adobo. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a special shout out to my amazing patron, Hannah Edwards. Thank you so much for your support. You, along with all the patrons, really do make a difference on this channel. And with that out of the way, on to the episode.
Rachael Ray, the American Jamie Oliver, the Karen of cooking. She destroyed pho, she destroyed pad
Second
thai.
into the video,
Today,
shots
let's see
fired.
If she destroyed Filipino adobo.
It's a Filipino
destroy a lot of
classic, chicken
Asian
adobo. So you start with a big old Dutch oven and brown up 2 pieces
Chicken
of
thigh
chicken per adult portion. Okay, so if you're entertaining 6 people, do 12 pieces. You brown that in some olive oil.
Olive oil, no olive oil for Asian food. Olive oil and Asian food, just like carbon fiber and submarine. They don't go together. Uncle Roger gonna start a group called Just Stop Olive Oil.
Okay. Brutal. Oh my gosh. Real quick, something about olive oil, not extra virgin olive oil, but just plain olive oil is actually fairly neutral and is a great basic cooking oil. Generally in Asia, particularly in East Asia, the everyday oil is usually vegetable oil. And vegetable oil is generally very highly processed. So I don't hate that these guys use olive oil. I don't like it when they use extra virgin olive oil. I think that's a waste, especially for high heat cookery, because there's just so much natural flavors and antioxidants that you're basically going to destroy when you cook extra virgin olive oil on high heat. Olive oil is the second pressing of the olives, and that oil has a much higher smoke point and is a lot more neutral and also cheaper than extra virgin olive oil. However, I do agree with Uncle Roger at the end of the day that with Asian cooking, generally stay away from the olive oil.
It's gonna get spicy and good.
Why her voice like that?
Spicy and good.
What kind of ghost possessed her? Is it the ghost of bad cooking? Because adobo not supposed to be spicy.
Now we're gonna add just a drizzle more oil because I barely got any dripping.
Now that looks like extra virgin olive oil. I could be wrong. I mean, listen, I'm watching this on a video. I do agree with the searing of the meat. That's totally cool. Funny that she didn't marinate it though.
Is
I wish she
coarse
marinated
black
it.
pepper.
Black pepper,
2
correct?
tablespoons.
Okay.
Don't be cheap on the black pepper. It's essential in the dish.
But-
so I'm just eyeballing.
But it's a bit weird to throw black pepper in now. Usually we add black pepper into the marinade, not straight into oil like this. It's gonna get burnt.
Half of the chilies,
Chili wrong.
the dish, and we're going to add half to the pot.
Even if chili correct, why are you using jalapeno? That's Mexican. If you want to use chili, use Filipino chili, siling labuyo.
Damn. I didn't even know that name of chilies. Looks similar to Thai bird chilies. Probably isn't anything like it. I don't know. My Filipino brothers and sisters, please let me know in the comments what's this chili similar to as far as flavor and spice level. I am genuinely curious. With that said, I do want to add a little bit to what Rachael did with adding the black pepper in the pan in hot oil, basically sauteing these jalapeno peppers. Now I will mention that in the Andy Cook's reaction video I did, a lot of you had commented that there are many variations of Filipino adobo, which doesn't surprise me at all, right? So I saw in the comments you guys mentioned that some of you do put spice into your adobo, and actually I think it would taste delicious. So I don't think that's too far off, but I believe when you think the quintessential Filipino adobo, generally I think people are, correct me if I'm wrong or let me know if you disagree, but generally people think of the basic version with soy and sugar and black peppercorn and bay leaf. I just want to note of how Rachael is preparing this adobo which typically the stuff's all marinated with the peppercorn, bay leaf, and garlic and soy sauce and vinegar, allowed to marinate for some time before you start the cooking process. What she's doing is very Western, where you will sweat things out, saute things out, and kind of build on the flavors that way. I think both are great, but again, I feel for general authenticity, this is one of those things, again, you make the marinade and then you sear the meat, and then you throw all the marinade into the pot and let it cook together. But it comes down to what you want and what you perceive as being authentic or not.
Literally bulbs of crushed garlic.
Yeah.
Good, really
Lots of garlic.
Sauce.
Nice.
Okay.
Lots of fresh bay. Fresh bay.
Bay leaf
fresh
good.
bay leaf,
And fresh
nice.
bay is gonna be Uncle Roger OnlyFans nickname.
Give that a stir, and it will clear out your sinuses, by the by. So keep your head back a little bit from the pot. And then a large bunch of scallions or green onions when they're...
Spring onion, Uncle Roger don't cook inside the adobo. Uncle Roger
No,
just use spring onion.
she is
at the
using
end
the
like
white
topping.
segment.
And we put the whites in the pot and reserve the tops or the
okay.
greens
Yeah.
for when the dish is done.
All right, cool. So I've mentioned in past videos, like for my egg fried rice, I like to put the white segments chopped up into close to the beginning of the fried rice. The white segments are not nearly as slimy as the green segments and won't wilt as much. So that part of the scallion actually can be sauteed or, cooked off at the early stages of whatever you're cooking. And you won't get that slimy, wilted texture. It's looking like it's going to be delicious as hell. However, I did notice a bottle of tamari soy sauce. It says tam, but 99% sure that's tamari soy sauce, which is gluten-free soy sauce. It's exactly that, but it's also way more expensive than using regular soy sauce. I guess if your guests are need their food to be gluten-free, that's totally fine. But if I were to make this dish at a restaurant, I would just use regular soy sauce. Again, way cheaper, and why waste the money, right?
Now we're going to add 3/4 cup of vinegar.
Vinegar, correct?
Okay, 3/4 cup. All right, lots of
But
vinegar.
Uncle Roger won't put vinegar straight
Yeah.
in hot pan like that.
I agree with
also.
that.
It's gonna reduce too much. Your
I'm with
adobo
Uncle
gonna
Roger
be
on
more
that.
sour than my ex-wife.
That's about 6 turns of the pan.
What?
What
she say?
That's about 6 turns of the pan.
6 turn of pan? What kind of bullshit measurement is that? Surely it
bullshit.
depends on how fast you pour, how big the pan is,
snap.
everything. That's like asking someone how long you're gonna take. Oh, not long, just like 6 walk in the park.
That's actually great attention to detail by Uncle Roger there. I know Nigel, who plays the character of Uncle Roger, I know for a fact he does a lot of research on these videos before he puts them out. So, he said the turns, that's not a good way of telling your audience measurements, because again, he said, how fast you pour really can dictate, and how big of a turn you make, right? I may make a bigger turn than Rachel does, so it's not a very good it's not a good way of describing measurements to your audience.
Just say use feeling, okay? Use feeling. Just pour vinegar, listen to your ancestor spirit.
I don't agree with that either, by the way.
And then we're going to put in about the exact same amount of soy, or I'm using tamari.
Tamari? What is tamari? So tamari just means
There you go.
gluten-free,
Gluten-free soy sauce, yep.
Miss Rachel, why you like soy sauce for weak people? Why? Who these weak people who can't handle soy sauce? Who get killed by soy sauce? In Asia, almost every meal has soy sauce. How you live your life? Imagine at your funeral, people go, he died doing what he loved. Eating dim sum. Just use regular soy sauce. Or if you want to impress Filipino people, use Silver Swan brand.
Yeah, my grandfather was born and raised in the Philippines. He is ethnically Chinese. I don't think we necessarily have Filipino blood in us, but I keep mentioning this. The Filipino community just takes me in with open arms. It's pretty sweet. But I will admit, I have never heard of this brand. I also don't have extensive knowledge on Filipino cookery, with the exception of adobo, which is something I had very often with some friends, Filipino friends I had living in Beijing, China, many, many years ago. But I remember their Adobo. He would crack a can of Coke and put it in there kind of as his sugar substitute, his secret ingredient. I gotta say, man, like watching this Rachael Ray show and also the Food Network one where that guy, Jeffrey Zakarian, I think his name is, the guy who always wears suits. These shows, now that I'm watching them and being so deep in the YouTube universe, these network television cooking shows are so cringe now that I'm watching it. You know, there's just so much authenticity in the YouTube food space. You know, channels like Andy Cooks, Alex, the French guy, you know, their videos just, and Guga, you know, they just have so much authenticity to them. There's never a moment I'm watching their videos and I'm like, oh, that's so fake and cringe and bullshit. I want to tell you about my mailing list that I've just started so you can keep up with all things Chef Brian Tsao. You get updates on the latest and greatest, but more importantly, generally, it's a sneak peek of what's to come that I don't plug right away on the channel. For example, those on the mailing list got to know about my new channel, Chef Brian Tsao Raw, first. Plus, you'll get exclusive offers like maybe some upcoming collab merch with maybe somebody named Frenchie. Most importantly, your data is safe. It is not being used for anything else except for updates about this channel and what I got going on. Be sure to visit the link in the description below and sign up to the mailing list today.
How many turn of pan is that?
Okay. And then we're going to sweeten it up with about 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar.
Sugar good?
Nice coating over the top. Oh my God, it smells so good.
I mean, that's going to come together to be a nice adobo.
That voice coming out again.
It smells so good.
Uncle Roger, don't feel comfortable.
And now we're going to drop the heat way down
Correct?
and let the chicken cook to finish through.
Nice. Okay, at least you put chicken back in.
Will come out.
You can just leave chicken in there and cook all in one pot. No need to separate out. But so far, so good, Miss Rachel. Big improvement. Except for olive oil, all the steps actually pretty correct. Just have to leave it in pot, let it cook, and your adobo gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Uncle Roger think this might actually turn out decent. Famous last word.
I'm gonna leave this covered and simmering
Uh-oh, what's going to happen now?
for about 35 minutes. Lid on.
Nice.
Heat way down. Garlic rice is a really big deal in Filipino cooking.
Correct. Garlic rice, classic Filipino dish.
So we're gonna take another
Love
whole
garlic
bulb
rice.
of garlic.
Why is there
crush
a
it,
pot with
and throw it
stock?
in chicken stock.
What?
We're gonna
No, you don't boil garlic.
Oh my
Hiya,
God.
Garlic rice, you just fry the garlic, fry the
Yes.
rice and put together.
Yeah, that's it.
You're boiling garlic.
Okay. Oh, Filipino garlic rice is bomb. It is so good. And what makes it more awesome is how easy it is to make. It's basically just browned garlic, and then you throw in rice in there and you fry it, and you're pretty much good to go. You can throw in a little salt, you can throw in a little sugar, maybe a little pepper. I like a little bit of white pepper personally, my personal preference. She's basically, I can see that bowl of raw rice over there. She's basically going to cook the rice from raw with some garlic in it. I mean, that's just, you know, she probably heard garlic rice and this is her bastardized version of it. And this is another example of chefs taking Asian dishes and just cooking it real hard and damaging Asian people's souls.
No.
extra flavor.
In any cooking show, if Uncle Roger see rice going into saucepan, I know it's not gonna end well.
It's up to a boil. Now we're going to reduce to simmer, and I'm going to add coriander seed.
Coriander seed? No! What the hell?
Yeah,
Why you putting
what the hell?
random into your rice? You put coriander seed in like this?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I am not a fan of putting whole spices into rice. Now, I know like biryani, you know, they'll put in some whole spices in there, but I think that's a little different because those whole spices are generally bigger, like a cinnamon stick or a star anise or something that's pretty easy to fish out. The coriander seed's about the size of the rice, and just biting into that coriander seed, it's just not going to be very pleasant, and it's not like you can pick it out, right? Yeah, this is where it went off the rails.
You know the drill here.
The drill is to use rice cooker.
And let that cook up about 15 minutes. Turn it off, let it stand 5 minutes more. For our chicken that's just been gently simmering,
But at least the adobo look okay.
Looks bomb.
we're gonna take it back
Damn.
out. And then we're gonna turn the
hungry.
heat up because now we have all the juice from the chicken itself. I fished out the 5 fresh bay leaves from our adobo sauce for our chicken. Meanwhile, I
think you
cooked
coulda left
rice.
that,
Now I'm gonna
personally.
finish with a nice fat sprinkle of toasted sesame.
Oh,
Gives it a great extra crunch.
oh my God!
This rice
nephew.
is completely
look at This
ruined.
rice.
Yeah.
That rice look
Actually, I don't wanna
disgusting.
look at that
A
rice.
clumpy rice with raw boiled garlic.
It's not raw because it's been boiled, but I get what you mean. You know, at the very least, if she wanted to make like a flavored rice, she should have chopped that garlic really small and mixed it in there. You know, like one of my favorite rices is coconut rice. And it's just basically replacing some of the water with some coconut milk. And I put a touch of sugar in there, a touch of salt. It's absolutely amazing. But like whole cloves of garlic like that? No.
Please, Rachel, what you doing? The adobo looking okay. All that left to do is to make plain, simple white rice. And you still f it up, hiya.
With a nice fat sprinkle of toasted sesame.
You don't need sesame seed. You need Jesus.
You need Jesus.
And anything that adds texture and flavor, I say go for it.
No,
Not
don't
anything. I definitely like texture. Texture is a very important part of food in general in my eyes. But no, just don't do anything. Don't do that. No.
What is white people obsession with texture? Plain white rice, the texture perfect. No need to add random texture to it. What the hell?
Yeah, I agree with
people,
that,
we eating
particularly
white
for rice.
For millions of years.
I agree.
It's good enough for us. Your texture. Texture, not something you put to fix your food.
That
And
is
pour
not
that sauce down
Filipino
over our
garlic
chicken.
rice.
The
That looks
adobo
good.
actually look good.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
Is that a clap track? It ended so suddenly. Ugh, these network shows are so cringe. Listen.
The adobo actually look good.
and then we're gonna top
Did you notice that?
jalapeno,
Jalapeno wrong.
our green onions,
Green onion, okay.
a little cilantro or parsley.
Oh,
Cilantro, parsley.
no.
No.
Come on.
No. You're making the same mistake nephew suit guy make.
Nephew
Parsley
suit
in
guy.
adobo.
A little cilantro or parsley.
And also cilantro and parsley, not the same
Yeah.
thing. How can professional chef not know this? Just because they both tiny green leaf?
I don't think Rachael Ray's a professional chef. Like, I don't think she has. Let me know in the comments. I don't think she has, restaurant experience. Could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not, though. But yeah, parsley and cilantro are not interchangeable at all. They're completely different herbs. Both absolutely delicious in the right application.
Nice.
Stop clapping. Stop clapping.
Yeah, stop
How
clapping.
they get this audience in?
Oh, do you want to check out professional chef destroying rice? Come, I got just a show for you.
The video such promising start, and then Niece Rachel just lose her way
Yeah,
with the rice.
yeah. First of all, that chicken looks delicious as hell. Scallion to garnish, sure. Maybe some cilantro to garnish, sure, but not really. Definitely not parsley. The jalapenos, this is just personal preference. I would not mind having like a side of peppers, whether it's jalapeno or something else, just for a spice kick for my personal preference. So the adobo, not great, but overall, but it's not great because it's just the last few steps. Overall, I think it's gonna be banging. That rice though, that rice. You, Rachael Ray. I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef. Don't be afraid to fail. Well, no, be afraid to fail because you're gonna f it up like that. I was trying to do the intro, but I just got really angry. Before we close out this episode, I do want to say thank you to all of my amazing patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your support. And remember, for the rest of you, by becoming a patron, you get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes, uncensored extended versions of certain episodes, and most importantly, patron exclusive content. Don't be afraid to fail, because it can only make you stronger. With that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.